On KYMA News 11.
Thanks for joining us. Well, a fire destroyed a motor home on a central Florida highway, but thanks to some good Samaritans, the people trapped inside got out safely. Gail Pascal Brown reports.
Get your car off of it! Ross Thompson, who happens to run a business called the RV Doctor, and his son were coming down US 27 in Lake County when they saw this motorhome on fire.
I looked over and I saw there was still a car attached to it, and I was concerned. I saw one man running around the outside, so I didn't think there was anybody else there because it was so engulfed. I figured they were outside.
But they weren't. He went to help them while his son caught it all on his cell phone. Another man driving an 18-wheeler also stopped and helped.
I noticed when I was young there was a foot sticking out the back window. So I stopped. We ran across right away. We ran up to the back window and we rescued a mom and their daughter and got them out because they couldn't get out. They were trapped. The whole front end was engulfed. There was no way they were going through the front door.
Joe Riley, his friend, and her daughter were all heading to Michigan when his right front tire blew out.
It seemed like the tire was ignited and on fire almost within milliseconds. And the flames just come up. I ran out the door with a fire extinguisher trying to put the tire out, and I got burned all over.
He ran back into the coach through the front firewall and was inside, and we couldn't find him.
They did find him. Riley went back for a second fire extinguisher. The tires were popping and melting from the flames, but there was another concern, a 100-pound propane tank underneath the coach.
And the fire was working its way back towards it, so I was yelling at people to get away from the coach for the toxic fumes and because I was concerned about that propane tank blowing. If that tank blew, it would have been a lot worse. I'm just glad I was there. I think God put me there at the right time, in the right place to help those people out.
But I certainly appreciate his help.
He says the motor home is a total loss, but they're going to be okay.
Well, glad they're going to be all right.
KYMA News 11.
Welcome back. Well, one Colorado brewery is adding something festive to their beer for the Easter holiday, Marshmallow Peeps. Trevor Hughes has a peek into how the Peeps were added to the brew.
It's fun. It's just a way for us to celebrate spring. It's usually the first beer that we have come out in the spring.
At Barrels and Bottles Brewery, head brewer Kim Collins has a reputation for making unorthodox beers. She ages some in old tequila barrels and adds blueberries to others. But for this spring, she added a very special ingredient to her beer.
We used pink, yellow, green, blue, and purple Peeps. We did 80 Peeps last year. We did 90 Peeps this year. They were all severely harmed. So it doesn't actually color it at all. All the sugar gets boiled and absorbed, and then the yeast eats it, and none of the color remains. It would be kind of funny if it was purple or blue. All English hops and all English malt to be as traditional as we could, and then you got the wackiness of the Peeps thrown in the end. It's not sweet, so if I didn't tell you there were Peeps in there, you might not notice.
Collins brewed just shy of 100 gallons of the Peeps beer, which is available only at the brewery's tap room.
It's a great way to celebrate Easter. Combining Peeps, your favorite childhood candy, and then beer, you can't get any better.
Of course, the real question is, what does it taste like? Well, that's what I'm here for. Malty, with a hint of marshmallow. But I think it's missing something. Oh yeah. Much better. Cheers, and happy Easter.
Well, that's pretty clever. Well, an MIA bracelet of an airman killed in the Vietnam War has been returned to his family after more than 40 years. Staff Sergeant William Charles Shin was shot during his second tour of duty in Vietnam and was declared missing in action. Paula Sanford of Tucson has had his bracelet for the last 20 years and reached out finding Shin's next of kin through the internet. Shin's childhood friend made the long ride to Woodland, California to symbolize his return home with a ceremony. There's still a chance that Staff Sergeant William Shin's remains will be found.
But before we get there, we're going to talk all about what you can expect for tomorrow. Is it going to be fair weather for the last day of the fair? All the details coming up right after this break.
Welcome back. Well, it has been an absolutely beautiful weekend, but like Nick Marusiak said, will our fair weather be fair tomorrow for our Easter holiday? Lucky for us, he's standing by. Nick, what do you mean? Fair weather? Is it going to be fair? Ha ha ha.
Oh, Molly, you know what? It's going to be okay for tomorrow. I think it's going to be great temperature-wise, but a few other factors we have to talk about. Now, again, you're going to have to go through a period of some really windy weather, and I guess you would say it is fair weather for a fair tomorrow.
Thanks, Nick. Well, coming up after the break, a Boston bombing survivor will lose his leg and have shrapnel permanently trapped in his heart. We'll tell you how his friend is running a race for every day he's spent in the hospital. That's next on News 11, where news comes first. Easter Bunny is coming by chopper this year with 50,000 candy-filled eggs for one church in New Orleans. Stay with us. We'll bring you that story coming up next. Well, happy Easter Eve to all of you. A New Orleans church dropped a ton of fun on hundreds of kids waiting with their eyes in the skies.
The City Church of New Orleans held its third annual helicopter egg drop today by releasing 50,000 candy-filled eggs from a chopper.
All helped filled by good old Nick Marusiak here. Just kidding. The children waiting below were clearly excited. It's all part of a free 2-day event open to everyone. The festivities also featured face painting, live entertainment, and pictures with the good old Easter Bunny right there. I'm jealous.
Yeah, we never had that as a kid. We just had my dad throw them out in the backyard and go, "Hey, go find them."
This is really creative. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow. We'll see you then. Happy Easter.
Have a good Easter.